Hey, welcome to another video on Expected Value Lotto, where we look at US scratch tickets and their expected values. And in this video, we're looking at the new New York Lottery $5 Platinum Power ticket. This is part of the April 2024 series of tickets coming out in New York. And this is a typical number match game. You do have a couple of symbols that you can find. So in the main play area, there is a stack of coins for an instant win, and then there are a couple multipliers, 5x and 10x. And then up here, you've got two bonus spots where if you can find that win burst, you will win the prize there underneath the gold blocks. Now here on this page, we're looking at the prize structure and odds that the New York Lottery put out on this game. Overall odds are 1 in 4.18, and it looks like you can win anywhere from $5 up to $1,000,000 for the top prize. So I really do like that the ticket has the $1,000,000 top prize. It gives you something worth playing for. Looking at the rest of the prize structure, nothing too crazy stands out. I mean, I guess it is noticeable how long the odds are on the top prize. But I think I think the odds are too long, but it's acceptable, I guess, since the top prize is $1,000,000. So nothing else looks too crazy. So we'll talk about taxes in New York. For any prize over $5,000, they're automatically going to take out 32.82% in taxes. That's a lot of tax money out of your winnings. And I don't view that tax money as part of the value of a game. So that is going to affect how I view the top prize. So instead of $1,000,000, I'm going to view this top prize as $671,800. And with that adjusted prize amount, when you run the numbers on this game, you find out that the payout comes in between 66 and 67%, and it's just crazy low. I mean, New York Lottery, I'm not surprised at this point that they're putting out trash tickets like this with such low payouts because it's just so normal for the New York Lottery. So we look for minimum 70% payout for any ticket that comes out. So, there's never ever a reason for a state to put out a ticket at less than 70% payout because they can make plenty of money in that 70% range. So, for New York to put out a $5 ticket at 66% payout really is a slap in the face to their customers, to the citizens of their state. It's just the government treating the citizens of their state really, really unfairly. And so I never like to see this. What makes this even worse is that the 66% does include all of the top prizes and upper mid-tier prizes, which not a lot of people are going to be winning, which means very few people are even going to see 66% payout on this game. So what we really want to know now is, what is the payout going to be for the average person with average luck who may not be winning those top prizes? And in order to figure that out, we're going to subtract out the value of the top 1% of prizes, recalculate, and see what that new payout number is going to be. So looking back here at the prize structure, the separation between the top 1% and bottom 99% of prizes happens here at the $100 prize level. Now, I don't recommend playing this. I would never suggest anybody play a ticket with a payout this low. But if you are thinking about playing it, when you do win on this game, you're going to expect to see a prize somewhere between $5 and $100. And there's a split there at the $100 prize level. It's pretty much exactly 50-50. So about 50% of the $100 prizes are going to fall here in the bottom 99% of prizes. That's where the average folks are going to be winning. The other 50% of these $100 prizes are going to be included up here with the top 1% of prizes. Now, these top one, all of these prizes make up the top 1% of prizes. Top 1% prizes are really difficult to hit. If you want to know the odds of hitting one of these, look at the overall odds, move the decimal point 2 spaces to the right, and it's about 1 in every 418 tickets that would have a top 1% prize on it, which means you're in well over $2,000 before you would expect to see even one of these top 1% prizes. So that's really important to note if you are considering playing this game. Now, because so few people are going to be winning the top 1% prizes, we're going to take the value of all of these, subtract it from the payout number you saw before, and that's going to leave us with the payout of just the bottom 99% of prizes, where 99% of people are going to be playing this game. And when we do that, we find out that the payout of the bottom 99% of prizes comes in between 53 and 54%, and this is really, really a brutal number for the average players. I mean, we look for a minimum 60% payout for every scratch ticket that comes out. Once you're below that 60% mark, and this is well below, this is low 50% range, it's just a crazy brutal ticket for the average player. So unless you're hitting the top 1% of prizes, I mean, you're really suffering on a ticket like this because I mean, you're just losing your money so fast. Now, here on this page, we are looking at the increases and decreases in New York $5 tickets. And the data point for Platinum Power is all the way over here on the right. So you can clearly see that this is the best $5 ticket we've seen come out of New York since starting this channel a little over a year ago. So, it is good that New York is, increasing the value of their $5 tickets, breaking some records over the past year. However, 66% is just way too low. I mean, if this is the best they can do, then you know what the rest of these tickets are, just complete trash. So, I don't recommend playing any of these tickets, even the Platinum Power. It's just, even though it's green up here, it's the best ticket, it's junk. Now, I don't recommend playing these, but if you are playing $5 tickets in New York for some reason, up here in green, you see the best ticket in every category. So if you're looking for overall value, Platinum Power has the most value overall. If you're playing for odds, $500,000 Blast, $500,000 Year of the Dragon ticket, Magic 8 Ball, those all have the best odds. If you are more of a conservative player and you like to hang on to as much of your money as possible, Extreme Winnings has the most money in the bottom 99%. However, 56% is still a really tough number. And then if you're more of a high roller and you like to win a little bit more money when you are lucky enough to hit in the top 1%, plus the money has the most value at the top. And then over here on the right, we are keeping track of top prizes as well. Now here on this page, we're ranking New York $5 tickets based on overall payout. You can see that Platinum Power is number one on this list. But again, I mean, all of these ticket values are so low. So even though this is the best ticket we've seen, that is not saying anything at all because, I mean, this is nowhere near where the value should be. Now here on this page, we're ranking based on that bottom 99% payout. So this is friendliness to the average player. And you can see Platinum Power drops to 10th place on this list. What that means is that this is really more of a high roller type ticket. So unless you're willing to take the risk, this is one that you probably wouldn't want to play. 53% is just a really tough number for the 99% of people who are losing on this game. Now here on this page, this is where we get to compare $5 tickets across states. And we've got the top 35 tickets here on the screen. You can see that none of them come from New York. So we just said that this new Platinum Power ticket is the best ticket that has come out in New York. 66% payout. You have to get up to the 69% payout to even get on this list. So New York, even the best they can do is not competitive with what virtually any of the other 6 states, well, 5. It would be competitive with what Texas is doing, but not competitive with California, Florida, Georgia, or Massachusetts. And what I really want to point out is this big chunk of the leaderboard, Massachusetts. You guys in New York, you live right next door to Massachusetts. Massachusetts has some of the best scratchers in the country. New York has some of the worst scratchers in the country. So please stop letting the New York Lottery take advantage of you. Just take a drive over to Massachusetts and get your scratch tickets there because you're going to get way more value for your money. But what we really want to do is look here at the top of the list. So we had a ticket come out in Georgia at 77% payout. That's really good for a $5 ticket. But we have to ask the question if Georgia can do this, if they can put out a $5 ticket at 77% value or 77% payout and make plenty of money doing it, then why is New York putting out tickets at 66% payout? That is over 11.5 percentage points difference between what Georgia did with this ticket and what New York's doing with their best $5 ticket. And that's a huge amount of money when you think about how much money goes into just one of these scratch tickets. One scratch game could easily have 10 million tickets that make up the entire game. Multiply that by the $5 price tag, and that is $50 million for one scratch game. 11.5% of 50 million is $5.75 million that the Georgia Lottery felt comfortable putting into the hands of its players with this Fast 50s game that the New York Lottery is basically stealing from its players, and not just on this Platinum Power, on every single $5 ticket that comes out in New York. So I never want to see states take advantage of their citizens, but that's what the New York Lottery is doing. Hopefully one day somebody can put together a class action lawsuit and sue the New York Lottery and get some of that money back. Now here on this page, these are the top 36 tickets based on that bottom 99% payout. So these are the friendliest $5 tickets we've reviewed on the channel so far. 53%, not even close to making this list. So you can take a look at that, see if there are any on there. There actually are a few from Massachusetts on this list, so those would be good ones to get if you were to take a drive over there. Now here on this page, this is just to give a little bit more context as to how bad the payout is on this Platinum Power ticket. Massachusetts, their $1 tickets regularly come out at 69% payout. This is almost 4 percentage points more than what you're getting from a $5 ticket in New York. That's crazy. We had a $2 ticket come out in Georgia at 75% payout. That's almost 9% more than what you're getting from this $5 ticket in New York. And this is completely backwards. You should never have a more expensive ticket with less payout than these cheaper tickets, even if it is from another state. And so, the New York Lottery should be embarrassed. They should be ashamed of what they're doing to their customers, to their citizens. It's just not right. Now here on this page, these are the top 36 tickets we've reviewed on the channel so far. There are, I think it's just one $5. There's just one $5 ticket on this list, so we know it is possible, but really tough. So you probably won't see many $5 tickets here in the future. But you can pause that and take a look at it if you would like. What I notice is that there are no New York tickets on this list, but there are a lot of Massachusetts tickets here. So once again, my plea is quit letting New York take advantage of you. Just buy Massachusetts tickets. Here on this list, these are the top 36 best tickets as far as bottom 99% payout. So these are the friendliest tickets to the average player. And once again, we've only got one New York ticket on this list, so you can see where it lands. Well, actually, there's another one. There's two New York tickets, but these are not jackpot tickets. These are, kind of like the gimmick tickets where you wouldn't want to be chasing any prizes here. So we do have a couple of Massachusetts tickets. Now, the thing to know about Massachusetts tickets, if you are going to play them, Massachusetts tends to load the value at the top, so you really have to be in it for the long haul so that you win your share of the top 1% of prizes, because that's where the bulk of the value is. But that's about it for the New York Lottery $5 Platinum Power ticket. Unfortunately, it's just not good enough. It's the best $5 ticket we've seen come out of New York, but just not competitive with what other states are doing, especially not Massachusetts. And you guys live close enough to Massachusetts where you could take advantage of much, much better tickets. So once again, this is the third time I'm asking, please stop letting the New York Lottery take your money and steal from you. You have control over that. Just go over to Massachusetts and play their tickets. But that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.